My name is Allegra, and I am a National When We All Vote ambassador. Today, I'll be talking about why voting matters, how to register, and how to have your ballot count in the upcoming election. The population of the United States is over 300 million people, but once you're an eligible citizen, you still get to have your voice heard through how you vote. For a person to be eligible to vote, they have to be a United States citizen age 18 or older. There are some exceptions, such as people in prison or on parole for a felony, but that should remind us all that it's a privilege to be able to vote. Voting rights are not guaranteed to everyone in the U.S., and not every country is a democracy. The officials and laws of your city, state, and country affect your life and the lives of the people around you. They impact your well-being, safety, and quality of life, and govern the systems that every member of society relies on. Sometimes people disagree on what the government should be doing, which is why there are different political parties, and it can make politics seem confusing or pointless sometimes. But remember, government systems impact almost every part of your life, sometimes in invisible and indirect ways, and sometimes in direct ways that you can see every day. From checking the safety of the food people eat to addressing global warming, our government is responsible for keeping society running. When problems arise, sometimes there isn't a perfect solution, but there are different ways to approach solving issues. Through voting, citizens get to choose who is in charge of all of this, and support the legislation that they want to see. Now that I've explained why voting is so important, it's time to talk about some of the things that people get to vote on. The nation votes on the president, but there are also other officials that get elected, such as senators, representatives, governors, mayors, city council members, and district attorneys. Each position has a unique term length, meaning that the people elected serve for different amounts of time before the next election. In California, people also vote on ballot measures. You may have seen commercials for Proposition X or Proposition Y on TV. Ballot measures, known sometimes as propositions, are pieces of statewide legislation that get voted on directly by the public instead of by the state legislature. Each state has different types of ballot measures. In California, some propositions are initiatives, which are proposals to create a new law or change an existing one. Some propositions are referendums, which means people vote whether to approve or reject a law that already exists. Information about the propositions that will be on the California ballot this year is just a Google search away. Now let's talk about how people vote, because sometimes the process can get complicated. Before someone can vote, they have to register. Registering to vote requires basic information to verify your identity, like your name, address, and birthday. Your social security number is also needed, which is a number that most people get assigned after you're born. But it's not always necessary. Sometimes all you need to provide is a valid government photo ID, such as a driver's license. However, if you don't have a photo ID number, then you will have to print out a voting form and mail it in to your county elections office. As I said, sometimes registering is as easy as filling in your information online, which can take about 5 minutes. Then all you have to do to make sure you're registered is check your voting status, which you can do using government websites and other resources. As I said before, people who don't have a valid photo ID number that they can use online have to print and mail in a form before checking their status, but this still doesn't have to take very much time to register. After someone registers to vote, it's helpful for them to plan out how they want to vote, because there are different ways. One way is to vote by mail or by absentee ballot, and another way is to vote in person. Different states have different rules about how people can vote, including who's allowed to qualify for an absentee ballot or who's allowed to mail in a ballot. This website, rockthevote.org/howtovote, allows you to pick your state on an interactive map to find out more information. Absentee ballots and mail-in ballots are not exactly the same. To qualify to vote with an absentee ballot, voters have to make a request and provide reasoning, such as temporarily living out of the country. In contrast, in California this year, mail-in ballots are automatically sent to the addresses of registered voters. County elections offices will start sending out ballots by October 5th. Despite coronavirus, people can still vote in person this year. They can fill out a mail-in ballot and drop it off at a drop box or polling place, or they can stand in line and fill in their ballot at a polling place. Finding a polling place near you is also just a Google search away, and the website vote.org/pollingplacelocator is an easy website to use. Last but certainly not least, after someone is registered and has a voting plan, they should inform themselves on what officials and legislation will be on their ballot. They can do this through the government-provided Official Voter Information Guide, or through independent research and using nonpartisan resources like Ballotpedia or the When We All Vote Voting Resource Hub. When you're preparing to vote, you can also take a look at a sample ballot online to prepare for your real ballot. It's extremely important to learn about what will be on your ballot so that you can make an informed decision with your vote. If you're bilingual and have limited English proficiency, there are voting resources in different languages to help you. Visit eac.gov and click on the language you want in the top left corner. Thank you for listening.